and then filter it through that beanie, like something that you would just have in your home. Everyone's got a beanie, obviously, right? Like we all wear them. Let's just get past that. And then you mix up the mixes, whether that be the macaroni or the creamy broccoli dip, and then you pour it into a beanie, and then you basically shake it. He was showing that kind of a strategy, and then serve it to your family.
Yeah, you're exactly right. So that's how we have short-term and long-term food storage kits.
As most of you are probably aware, once-in-a-lifetime winter weather is slamming the United States, reaching all the way down to Texas. A place that doesn't normally get this severe winter weather is now dealing with massive power outages, pipes are bursting, and, well, serious cold is risking people's lives. Other parts of the country are dealing with this as well. Over on the East Coast, there's a major winter storm slamming into everyone. The big news, for the most part, is that there's a power outage, a serious one in Texas. And this is mostly due to the fault of Texas for not winterizing their electrical grid. It's not about wind power. It's not about coal or natural gas. It's all of it. Texas was not prepared for this. Many have argued they should have been.
Well, credit goes to Tim there. You know, he cut right through the bullshit, and then went to something that was actually factually accurate. That is true. I mean, a lot of the conservatives right now are saying that the wind turbines froze over, and that's the reason this is all happening. It's green energy's fault. So +1 Tim, plus one beanie.
Other places like in Arkansas, for instance, are getting cold weather as well, but they've actually prepared. And a lot of people are saying you can't really blame Texas for not being ready for serious winter weather. That doesn't happen except for once in maybe 100 years. Well, the big story may be power outages. And now politically, Ted Cruz flying to Cancun. The one aspect of this that will likely affect all of you is the food shortages. This image I have displayed on the screen is from a CNN report.
So again, this is Tim Pool. He's doing important reporting, and so far he's been factually accurate, and food shortages are a problem. I'm curious to see where he's going to go with this. Because again, he's got a very large audience of millions and millions of people. Some of them, I'd say thousands of them, probably live in Texas and are probably, you know, as him being a trusted news source, are turning to Tim to see what to do, especially in a frightening time. They must be very curious. Like, what exactly do we do right now?
Saying that their mother went shopping in Houston, and it is empty shelves. Food shortages are coming to Texas, and this is going to put many more people at risk.
It's true.
And I've been warning many people about the potential for this, but more importantly, food inflation. That's what's going to affect you in the long run. The government has been spending money like crazy, pumping dollars into the system because they shut everything down. And while many people have been warning about...
So is he going to talk? I guess I'm guessing here. Maybe about the problems with the free market, and that ultimately the free market will create cheap commodities. In the case of Texas Power, it was very cheap to have a privatized electrical system. But then ultimately, when things are scarce, either be electricity or food in the free market, those who can afford to pay more will, and so the prices of food can skyrocket, causing problems, of course, for people who aren't able to afford that food. I'm guessing that's probably where this is going.
Warning against shutting down the economy because of what it'll lead to. It seems like many Democrats just did not care. Well, truth be told, Donald Trump was also calling for this stimulus and the printing of this money, and the Republicans said no. In the end, I don't think it matters all that much. Either food becomes more expensive or food doesn't exist. At the beginning of the pandemic, we saw major food shortages. Stores were empty. And what
he's really concerned about food. He keeps saying that word, food, and he's actually kind of scary right now. It's frightening me. I'm like, wow, he's right. Food scarcity is becoming a problem. What should we do, Tim?
One instance, a food bank that was set up had people storm through the gates fighting over what little food there was. This is what happens when there's no COVID relief. Now, when they actually pump money into the system, what ends up happening is the economy may move to a certain degree, but then we are going to see massive inflation. The price of wheat is going up, and now you will likely see very, very high prices for groceries you normally buy. Now you probably can't.
So it's the free market.
Included in the stimulus relief bill is a call for $15 an hour minimum wage.
That would help purchasing
What that
power.
really means after all of this inflation, it doesn't matter how much you're earning hourly. I mean, it kind of does. You'll need a raise. That's what's scary. If the cost of milk is normally $3 for a half gallon or something to that effect,
okay,
and then it doubles to $6, you're going to need more money to be able to buy the food you normally buy.
Yeah, that is how that
wage
works.
increase only offsets inflation. Now, I know that's one of the big arguments from the left, but don't act like,
Okay,
don't
but
believe that this wage increase in minimum wage is going to be some kind of relief. In fact, it's only a stopgap. Well, let's take a look at what's going on specifically with Texas, because this is scary, and I want everybody to pay attention to this. Look, I sometimes will promote these food bins, and it's crazy to me. Many on the left mock the idea, and it is just the left, right? The right doesn't do it. They mock the idea that sometimes there are storms, sometimes there are hurricanes, sometimes there are floods. I've never promoted this stuff saying,
oh my God, he's about to do it. It's coming up.
I just think sometimes it snows, you get stuck in your house, and you might need some extra food. It's going to last you a little bit longer. Sometimes food expires.
True.
Maybe it makes sense to have something that doesn't.
True.
Before we get started, head over to timcast.com and become a member to get access to exclusive content. We got a bonus episode with James O'Keefe. We set this up that in the event we get banned, there will still be somewhere our content exists. Being a member really does support the channel, but I am going to give a shout out to safeandreadymeals.com. Full disclosure, this is a sponsor spot. It does help support my work, but I am only promoting it now because I genuinely believe you need to understand what's going on.
I'm doing it because I care. I did this whole fucking... Oh, you absolute clown. How did you think no one was going to make fun of you for this? 200,000 views, 15,000 thumbs up, 15,000 thumbs up. How? Oh man, you poor souls. I feel so bad for you all. Get your emergency food supply here. Safe and ready meals. Oh man. Promo code Beanie Don't Lie. Beanie Don't Lie. Man, thank you so much, Tim. I went without power for a week and I had my entire family survive on your buckets. My children seem to have trouble breathing. Now they breathe rather heavily and their arms tingle from time to time. Come to think of it, so do mine. My arms are usually tingling and I'm not exactly sure why. I also feel lightheaded. Could be a side effect of taking 30 times the recommended dose of salt and sugar in a few doses. But hey, what do I know? I'm just one of the pores surviving off your slop. Love, Patriot Beanie. And parlay.
Texas, as I showed you, the stores have no food. There's no guarantees, okay? But go to safeandreadymeals.com. You'll get an excellent deal off of these food storage bins. They last up to 25 years. You put them in storage, you forget about them. You don't buy these things because the world is ending.
Forget about them.
You buy them because right now in Texas, a winter storm has shut down roads. It has disrupted the supply chain. And now people are going to the store and they can't find the goods they normally need. I'm not implying everyone's going to starve to death, but even with COVID, potential food inflation, there have been shortages and you need to have something to keep you safe in the event that it rains. It's that simple. Sometimes there's a flood, the roads are shut down, they tell you to stay home for a few days. Do you have enough food, water, and supplies to last you in the event of an emergency?
Well, hopefully you have enough water because all of these recipes require water to be made. But anyways, we'll keep going.
These videos and these photos coming out of Texas are absolutely crazy, man. There's one where someone's got a bathtub full of ice. Yeah, because they tell you to fill up your bathtub in an emergency so you have a ton of extra water.
Which is true.
But what happens when the heat cuts out because there's no power? And then your home is freezing and you wake up.
Well, that's when you bust out one of my warm buckets and then you just have yourself a little bath in the slop. You know, that's what some of these recipes are specifically for. We have a creamy broccoli cheddar soup. That's very comfortable against the genitalia. We have the macaroni dip, so you can get your little dip in that macaroni dip. Know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what all the slop is for.
According to a giant block of ice in your bathtub. Apparently that actually happened to somebody. Check out safeandreadymeals.com. You can get these deals on these emergency food supplies. Again, not because the world's ending. You just put them in storage, store them properly, and you forget about them. And then in the event you get trapped.
Not at all grifty. Not at all grifty to report upon this, then do fear-mongering. Do fear-mongering stories about food shortages and whatever the fuck you think controls the price of milk. I think the price of milk is controlled by the government. But anyways, I think there's an overseeing body that usually controls that. But anyways, yeah, inflation, huge problem. Food shortages, huge problem. A lot of those problems are based in, of course, the free market working as it's supposed to. Then to use all that to galvanize people, to get your audience afraid and actually like, oh shit, I better spend $227 on your freeze-dried slop. Like, let's quickly take a look at what he's actually promoting here, okay? Safe and ready meals, powered by My Patriot Supply. We include free shipping on orders over $99. Nice. Do you have enough food in your stockpile? Do you have at least 2,000 calories a day? Well, prepare yourself. 2,000 calories a day with 284 servings, meals, and resealable heavy-duty 4-layer pouches. $247. $247 for essentially freeze-dried food. That's what it is. It's a lot of macaroni and cheese, a lot of like rice, a lot of like basically, what do we got here? Creamy stroganoff, powdered whey milk, cheesy broccoli soup, maple grave oatmeal, creamy Alfredo pasta, nice mac and cheese, buttermilk pancakes, long grain rice, creamy chicken flavored rice, chocolate pudding, strawberry flavored wheat. Do they have the health information available here on my food? Isn't that something you have to do if you're selling people food? Don't you have to put information about what's on it? Special partner offer? Sure, but what about what's in it? Oh, here we go. Look at all you get. Yeah, but I want the nutritional information. Wait, what? There's no nutritional information? It just tells me how many calories I get? There's gotta be. There's gotta be a way. Can you do that in the US? I thought that was illegal. I didn't know you could sell food without providing nutritional information to people. I mean, maybe I'm missing it somewhere. I kind of want to try it and see how gross it is. Don't worry about it. I should get them to send me a package. Oh, they have a phone number. See if I can get a free package of some slop. Some Tim Pool slop. I've never successfully gotten through to the bucket people though. The number's always busy. Let's try it though.
Thank you for calling My Patriot Supply, the nation's leading emergency preparedness outpost. This call may be recorded for quality and training purposes. We appreciate your business and support. If you have questions about our products or would like to place an order, press 1. If you have questions about an existing order, press 2.
What's happening? Oh shit, it's happening. Holy fuck. Alright, let's do this. Whew. I'm ready to buy some slop. Fuck, I'm ready to buy slop. God damn it. Oh, bring on that. Bring on those buckets, motherfucker. I wanna live. I wanna fucking live. God damn. It's one hell of a hold call. Slop! 33 more percent, 256 servings, 2,000 calories a day, 25 years, resealable, heavy-duty 4-layer pouches, grown and packed in the USA. Calories, pandemics, survival, 120 servings, it's 29 pounds. All the food you get. Let's fucking slop this shit. Hi there. I was recently watching an episode of the Tim Pool podcast, and he was recommending I order a Patriot Supply if I was worried about my food running out.
Okay, yeah. And what podcast did you say that was?
Oh, it was from the Timcast, Tim Pool. He said like these are really easy to make at home. He said one of the methods was basically you boil it and then put it into a beanie and then filter it through that beanie, like something that you would just have in your home. Everyone's got a beanie, obviously, right? Like we all wear them. Let's just get past that. Mm-hmm. And then you mix up the mixes, whether that be the macaroni or the creamy broccoli dip. And then you pour it into a beanie and then you basically shake it. He was showing that kind of a strategy and then serve it to your family.
Yeah, you're exactly right. So that's how we have short-term and long-term food storage kits. And for the majority of these items, you just add the boiling water, like you said, let it stand, and then they're good to go like 15 minutes later.
That's wild. And can you eat it like directly out of the beanie? Like, could our family do that? If we like, I have a family of 4, so my idea would be that like the kids would have their own, and they can, you know, mix up their little cream of wheat in there, and then just eat them right out of the hats.
Yeah. So that would work perfect. Let me just pull this up for you. So like, sorry, let me find it.
Yeah, no worries at all.
So, yeah, you'll just like want to add the hot water, and I've never heard of the beanie method, but yeah, I think that would work great.
I guess it probably wouldn't work with the buttermilk pancakes unless there was some like the buttermilk. Is there a bean like does the instructions come with maybe like the beanie method, the cooking method, like alternatives? Is it like you can cook in a pot, you can cook in a beanie, and then if you make the buttermilk pancakes, that one might be a little tricky, I assume.
Yeah, so it won't come with like the beanie method. I think that was just his method of explaining how easy it is to cook it. You know what I mean? Every meal in here will just take the hot water besides the buttermilk pancakes. Those just have a longer shelf life or like storage life, but you would cook them the exact same way as you would cook buttermilk pancakes.
Oh, okay. So that's, I guess, granted that you had the energy to do that or something like that.
Yeah, just for the pancakes.
Can I get the specific Tim Pool bucket then that comes in the Tim Pool seasons and spices flavors?
Sorry, what was that?
Oh, can I order the specific Tim Pool bucket? Like apparently there's one that he has with his own secret herbs and spices, you know, seasoned to perfection, to smell like him kind of idea.
And is that My Patriot Supply or For Patriots?
My Patriot Supplier.
My Patriot Supply. Let me see, because I know a lot of the podcasters are doing deals right now, so let me pull this up.
Yeah, no worries.
So right now we have the 4-week emergency food supply and the 2-week emergency food supply currently on sale from their podcast.
But there's not a Tim
of the food.
Oh, sorry, but there's not a Tim Pool flavoring. That one isn't a unique product.
Yeah, that's correct. We don't have that.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. That's awesome. I'll look into this. I'll see if I can find that. And thanks for teaching me about the beanie method.
Yeah, of course. Well, thank you so much for your call. And if you have any other questions, we'll be happy to help, okay?
Thanks so much. Have a wonderful day.
You as well. Bye-bye.
Damn. Well, I'll give it to them. They're flexible. They like this. Hey, that's survival. You know, not everyone has access to you know, fineries like pots and pans, all this bougie nonsense. Some people just have the beanies on their heads, and if you need to in a pinch, you can survive. You can survive. I'm glad. I'm glad to know that. Fucking Tim Pool. I can't believe he did this. I can't believe Texas slammed by food shortages. Democrat, COVID relief spending sparked fear of coming food inflation. I can't believe he used this as a time to plug his buckets. Or even the fact that he's still doing the buckets. I mean, to his credit, the rest of the article, does he bring it back up again? Oh no, he gets more stuff in there. Talks about the stimulus checks. Wow. Watch YouTube reviews of that food. I've only seen like, okay, prepper. And by the way, everybody, if you're at home and you want to prepare for the apocalypse, there's a lot of YouTube videos on doing that. Do not pay for their overpriced, sugary, salty slop, okay? Get yourself a big old bag of beans, cheap big beans, like dried beans are super cheap. Big old bag of rice, like rice is super cheap as well. You can even just get a box of salt and some pepper, or even get it set. All that I've mentioned so far is probably going to be under $10 for giant amounts of it, okay? Some total, maybe $30 to buy, like enough to help you survive for months. And then if you want to spice things up, add whatever else you can afford that's freeze-dried. But all of that will be a lot cheaper than the slop. The slop is just a scam. The whole thing is scam. Like if you're like, well, at the end of the day, $200 for 297 meals, yeah, that's a scam, Lance. Good luck. Well, it is when you can get that shit for way cheaper if you just buy it on your own. You know, that's what it comes down to. Anyways, prepper bucket food reviews. Worth it? Was ReadyWise the one we were just looking at? Oh, okay. Let's see the Good Mythical Morning.
Today we taste the apocalypse. Let's talk about that. But first, I can hardly contain myself because what we're about to do involves two of my favorite things, food and the apocalypse. Now, when we heard that televangelist Jim Baker was selling doomsday food stored in
Wish you ever had an
buckets,
episode? Okay. I gotta check that out.
So we did, and now we're gonna eat it and rank it. It's time for It's the End of the World as we know it, and I've got buckets.
You may remember Jim Baker from back in the day when he and his wife Tammy Faye were asking people to give them money to do things like build a giant holy theme park.
Yeah.
Well, he went to prison for accounting fraud, but now he's back and he's selling giant buckets of non-perishable apocalypse food. This came to our attention because Vic Berger has made some hilarious edits of Jim's new wife.
Oh, these are the crossovers I've always wanted.
Dump this in with the rice. There it goes. We're dumping 22 gallons into the rice. There it goes.
You gotta post it? Yeah, I'll put it up, Winston. That was one of the better ones.
But if the world's on fire, there's not going to be anybody there to put it out. Wow.
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 And I mean, the music's added by Mr. Vic Berger.
Yeah, I mean, they're great to watch in the original
He's
form.
an editing hero of ours at this point. Shout out to him.
Top 3?
I just wanna
Thanks,
say, we do
Ashley.
not endorse
Damn,
him
that
or
makes me
his
happy.
food, but we sure do want to eat it and rank it.
Yeah, we do.
So let's take a look at what we got
See
here.
if you can lift this big old bucket up, Link.
Holy
Now, there are several different types of Jim Baker buckets. We got the Tasty Pantry bucket for $175. Now, you can see that it doesn't have Jim Baker branding on it, but this is the brand that he sells. We call it the Jim Baker bucket, but he's actually selling
It's got a burger.
Food storage.
Augustin Farms.
Emergencies.
Okay, so this thing has 18 food varieties, individually packaged, 283 servings, a total of 49,390 calories,
Damn.
a total of 28 pounds of food, a shelf life of 25 years. And you know what? There's a bonus of 60 servings of honey powder.
And when it's all done, you can just fill it up with your crap. I seriously think you can turn this into a toilet.
I think I may have seen them advertise that.
Okay. Now,
Not
obviously,
wrong.
we're not going to eat every single food that's sold in a Jim Baker bucket, so we picked out the ones that appealed to us the most, and we're going to rank them according to this scale.
Yes, we've got 28 diarrheas later.
I love what I'm seeing so
The
far.
Crapture, Licking My Apocalypse, World War Z-licious, and Armageddon are done. Let's do this.
And then you throw it in an oven to bake it for 12 to 15 minutes at 425 degrees.
Hopefully you got a working oven.
So in the event of apocalypse, all you need is a fully functioning kitchen
Yeah.
to bake this thing. And
And
this is
there
what
it
you
is.
get.
It says there's 8 servings, but that's 6 slices.
Well, you
I'm
can
gonna
cut
be
it a little bit.
I'm gonna be totally honest. That looks better than what I was expecting. I mean, it still looks weird as shit, but that looks better than what I was expecting. So, you know, point 1 to buckets, you know?
Dink it.
Think it. Sing it.
Because I can tell you right now, in just a normal setting where I could have access to any type of pizza I want,
No.
this is not stellar.
This makes Cece's look like something on Master Chef.
I mean, it's not horrible. The sauce has some sort of, it seems to have some sort of pepperoni meat flavor to it.
This is
toppings
getting a
are
higher review
horrible.
than I had thought.
The bread, though, man, that's apocalyptic bread.
It's not horrible.
I think we just got to put it in the middle, right?
Yeah, for now.
Now, we actually found a clip of Jim tasting this himself. Let's watch.
I'm going to eat some more of this if you're not careful.
Oh god.
Oh, good. Oh my God.
It's
So good you'll choke on it.
good.
Excuse me, sir. What's the soup of the day? Oh, it's oh gosh, it's lumpy, man. Dink it. Oh. Oh my God. Now, before we taste these black bean burgers, we found a
Oh,
clip
at least they're
of
black
the Jim
bean.
Baker
Okay, thank
show
God.
Where a guy in a
Thank
Hawaiian
God. I was really worried. I was like, the black bean burger, is that going to be made with fucking, like, is that a powdered meat patty? But even then, this is a strange concept. So you have to have a working oven and the ability to, I mean, if you can form bread patties that well, props to you. Look, I love hamburgers. Okay, I absolutely do. But like, I would definitely prefer, if I had to have a hamburger 10 years after its preparation date, to be a vegetarian or vegan burger. Absolutely. Like, I don't want powdered meat to reconstitute into some kind of a, I don't know, whatever you want to call it.
But it's the chorus that I want you to experience from Kevin.
I guess you'd say, Jim and Lori, help me be prepared today.
Nice. I would resort to cannibalism. Jeff's got a plan.
End times.
Oh gosh, that is a solid.
Yeah, so
that is a heavy thing.
So these buns actually are not part of the burger package, but they're part.
Oh, okay. So they made it from the pizza bread. I was gonna say, props to both of them for not adding anything. Like, it's the apocalypse. You don't have access to mustard, ketchup, lettuce, tomatoes, cheese.
Now hold on. You're adding ketchup. There's no ketchup in the Jim Baker bucket.
Yeah, but there's a lot of ketchup in the apocalypse. I mean, that's
I rescind my props.
There's whole shelves. You go in there.
I'm not eating anything that's not in the bucket. I don't know where that ketchup's been in the apocalypse. It could be laced with something.
No, this is one I found.
Good
in
call
like an
out.
old,
Fair call out.
Walmart. It was sealed. I did have to kill somebody to get it. But after I murdered an entire family to get this ketchup,
wow,
I'm gonna put it on my freaking burger.
End times. Okay, I'm not, because I'm a apocalypse purist.
Apocalypse purist.
Dink it.
I do respect that. Oh, I did it backwards.
Slam it hard, okay? Slam it.
You're gonna break it.
This is the apocalypse, man. Everything's more aggressive.
That's not bad, man.
Woo, that's dry. Needs ketchup. Woo!
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. It's not bad at all.
It's so thick. I mean, everything that I'm sending down the elevator just is piling up. I can feel it. We're only this deep in the ranking.
And they only have 2 bites.
By itself.
Well, that's like, has anyone here like ever gorged on fast food, right? Like fast food, a regular fast food meal sometimes, it's like, it doesn't fill you up. It's weird. And then you're like, well, yeah, I could just have another Big Mac meal. Okay, well, maybe a third. And then maybe I'll add some chicken wings to that. And then at the end of it, all of a sudden you feel like you've got this cube in your stomach. Like all of a sudden this cube of oil has coalesced into a single entity and you're like, oh my God, it's happening. Like, oh shit. That's happening after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6 bites.
I mean,
I definitely have not done that today.
Standard fare black bean burger.
Everyone's like, yeah, today, Lance. What about?
You get frozen?
Yeah, it feels like a rock in your belly.
Yeah, you put in number 1, kind of 1, 2, 1, 2-ish.
Right there in the middle a little bit.
Okay, black bean burger taking an early lead.
Yeah. I gotta admit, that's a higher review than I thought any of this would get.
This is all just camping food. Simmer on low heat for 15 minutes. Let stand for 2 to 3 minutes. Dink it.
Now, I'm a little bit excited about this one.
There's some promise.
I'm getting a big old bite.
Oh, good.
This one looks gross.
Tastes like dog food. Like, you know, like Gravy Train when you wet dog food? This is abso-freaking-lutely, astoundingly, shockingly, rapturely horrible.
That is...
I can't even... It tastes like dog food.
How do they achieve that? Are we sure this isn't the dog food? For sure. Because dogs gotta live through the apocalypse too.
Dog gotta eat. Feed this to your dog in the apocalypse.
No, don't.
Eat it. You know, oh gosh. I mean, I'm shocked. I mean, with how bad it is.
Ugh.
Oh, who said you can't have a little pudding in the apocalypse?
Oh, this will get a high
Jim
rating.
Baker.
Now, I'm afraid that this might petrify my stomach for posterity.
But you got to mix it with cold water, and then you got to chill it. So you got to find some way to chill it, and that might be. Are you going in already?
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. And I'm thinking, how can you get pudding wrong?
Probably
It's just
good,
pudding.
yeah.
But then
Powdered. Oh,
This is the worst pudding I've ever tasted.
They got it wrong.
It's so bad.
They got pudding wrong. We got pudding wrong. That could be the new slogan. We even got pudding wrong.
How do you do that? All like all the
End times.
all the pudding you buy. I mean, you could just as easily buy powdered box
did they do
pudding.
retrospective?
Yeah, because
It won't last for 35 years.
doesn't pudding. Is that the thing? Is that pudding that you just get from Jell-O? It doesn't last 25 years.
It must not.
I'd be willing to take my chances on some 25-year-old Jell-O.
Sorry,
pudding
Mr. Mickey, you're
before I
not
eat
shit.
this.
Yeah, because you don't get fresh vegetables and fruits.
It's not worse than the stroganoff, but
It's all starch,
expectations
protein.
with pudding were so high.
I know. I was excited. That's why I couldn't wait to eat it.
I really don't get how they made a bean burger so palatable, as well as a pizza being okay and everything else so bad. Like, how do you fuck up pudding?
I feel like the scale is shifting, right?
This stroganoff is the low end of nasty. The pudding is giving it its run for its money, and then you got things that, hey, might make you happy. You know, I'd much rather eat these three things than a relative.
They still all look disgusting.
That's true.
But not these two.
There you have it, the definitive ranking of the best Baker Buckets apocalypse food. None of it's really great, but when the apocalypse happens, at least you'll know what food to stock up on.
And you know what? The world's not over yet, neither is this episode. Keep watching to see me get turned into a human chocolate fountain.
Dear mythical beasts of the land down.
Welcome to the internet, man!
That was all I needed to know. Okay, just on a good piece of advice, here you go. Someone giving you the actual thing. $100 will get you food for 100 days. 100 days. Look at this. Dal, beans, some sugar, some liquid syrups, some canned preserved meats, flakes, all this. $100 lasts 25 years. 100 days worth of food for $100. Way cheaper. Way cheaper than fucking prepper buckets. If you want us to advertise your channel or work, please go to weareserfs.com and email us a 20 to 30 second ad, and we'll take it on to the end of one of our videos to help promote your leftist channel or progressive something. Whatever you do.
To our gods, Anra, Xander Corvus, Schlatsky, we look to the stars for your divine guidance. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, we are merely puppets for your amusement. To our lords, Trevor R., Alexander Thaler, Hans Josephine, Ryan Lubin, Timothy K. Meeblebeeps Jr., Bisexual Black Gamer, and Tofox, we shall carry your banner into the fog of war. To our Knights of the Round Table, Josh Mickelson, Zach Christensen, Todd Buckingham, Todd Lajeunesse, Political Puppy, Jimmy Bignuts, Andreas Chiringuito, Yoppie, Violent Orchard, Sophie Baby, Thomas Barrington, J. Fraser Cartwright, Goofalankius, Melissa Murphy, Nicholas Marks, Radical Maniac, The Great Pudini, Kale Kotka, Anthropophagic, Serene 42, Chronic de Hemphog, Phone Jenny, Incosin, Constance Joyce Lacheris, and Ramon Acosta, we drink with you and we salute you.